assuming that most of you are here regarding the issue of the annexation of ACC. Am I correct in that assumption? Yes. Okay. Then we'll put that first on the agenda, and then those of you who that's your primary interest and you have other things to get on with the day, feel free. I'll recess just a second and you have freedom to leave.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then we'll carry on with the other things that are of the more mundane nature. We have begun having quarterly joint meetings, city council and county commissioners, in our ongoing effort to keep before everybody's minds that we all represent the people of this community. All of the city constituents happen to be their constituents as well. And so the more we work together and get to know one another and how we can arrive at good solutions jointly is always a good thing. And Gillespie County and the people of Fredericksburg, I know from what I've heard, have always been people who wanted to cooperate to get good things done for everyone. So we want to continue that tradition. So thank you for coming to our house today, commissioners and judge. And we'll move on with the agenda. You have some opening remarks, Judge?
No, I think too this is probably the best attended joint meeting that we've had, and we appreciate the city inviting us over. We started these joint meetings a number of years ago, and then we kind of got into a period where people got busy and we quit holding them for a while, and we recently started doing that again, and I think it's a good thing. I think it's good to share information and let each other know what we're doing and keep the line of communication open. It benefits everyone, so thank you all for that.
Well, and since we have a good constituency representation here, let me introduce our newest department head in the city of Fredericksburg, Clinton Bailey. Clinton comes to us from San Angelo, and he is our new public works director. Comes with quite a bit of experience and expertise, and I'm sure there'll be a press release coming out soon. So Clinton, welcome. All right, let's move on. The first agenda item we're going to deal with is on the update of an Austin Community College Steering Committee, and Linda Longer-Hans is here to represent that committee.
Okay, is this all right here?
That's fine right there.
Okay, my name is Linda Longer-Hans, and several months ago I agreed to chair a steering committee that was formed specifically to research the possibilities of joining the Austin Community College Taxing District. During the 1990s, I was a member of a higher education steering committee that negotiated with Texas Tech and Austin Community College to form a partnership that would bring additional higher education opportunities to the residents of Gillespie County and the surrounding region. At that time, we were the largest region in the state of Texas that did not have public higher education facilities. Locally, we had a good nursing program, and ACC has been and was at that time providing free dual credit courses for Gillespie County high school students. The doors to the University Center have now been open for over 15 years, and while I consider the educational opportunities in Gillespie County to be good, the opportunities for higher education here, statewide, and nationally have become much more expensive than just a few years ago. State funding for higher education has been cut significantly, and the cost of funding education now depends mostly on higher tuition and higher fees. This eliminates the opportunity for earning degrees for many people. The Mill Country University Center Foundation began discussing options that might be to search to bring down the cost of taking courses locally at ACC and Texas Tech. Earning a degree at our university centers as well as courses in the workforce development program was the focus of their discussion. This committee was formed. What our committee is charged with is determining the advantages and or disadvantages of joining Austin Community College's taxing district. Our focus is on 4 issues: affordability, programs, facilities, and economic development. Under affordability, annexation will reduce the cost of higher education for our AP students significantly. It will be reduced in the first 2 years of an education here through ACC will be reduced by 2/3. Currently, an out-of-district student outside of the Austin Community College taxing district pays $2,880 for 12 hours of credit. If you are inside the Austin Community College taxing district, the same 12 hours will cost you $936. So we know we can bring the cost way down. Programs, we have the annexation will bring us workforce development programs. The type and number of workforce programs to be offered will be specified in the service plan that will be published by Austin Community College. After extensive collaboration with our business community, we need to learn first what courses would be most utilized, most needed here in our community. Additional course offerings will be added by Austin Community College, and with increased enrollment at the first 2-year level, it will help increase the enrollment for Texas Tech University also. The facilities after annexation, Austin Community College will maintain and staff the local university center and construct new facilities as needed to support expanded academic offerings and workforce development programs. Our local foundation, Hill Country Community College Foundation, has been covering a significant portion of the current operating costs. Putting that money into scholarships would be a significant benefit to our students. Economic development. Texas Tech Fredericksburg, Austin Community College Fredericksburg will become even more of a regional hub for higher education in the same manner as Hill Country Memorial Hospital has drawn patients from throughout the Hill Country. ACC's 2-year workforce training programs will help to diversify Fredericksburg's economy and provide our young citizens a way to remain in the community. So far, what we have done in attempting to research this possibility is we have 3 informational sessions here in Fredericksburg with Mary Hensley, who is the Executive Vice President of Austin Community College. We need to gain a good understanding of the process of running their taxing district. Many of our city council members and mayors and some of the commissioners have attended this meeting, as well as representatives from the Chamber, the Convention Visitors Bureau, and the Economic Development Commission, as well as quite a few others. We have met with 4 communities for the option of joining ACC taxing district list of votes. 3 of those communities passed the issue at their vote. 1 of them has failed. We have developed a survey that will go out very soon. It may already have been released today. It will go to every local business that we could identify through the Economic Development Commission, Chamber of Commerce, and the Visitor Center. This survey is asking for responses pertaining to workforce. How many employees, your average wages, what do you pay average, what do you start a new employee who is qualified, how difficult is it to find new employees, these types of questions. We also are planning to visit several community colleges that are set in a rural setting and that currently have a workforce development program. And in addition, a group from Fredericksburg will be going to Texas Tech in Lubbock to meet their new president within the next week or 2. And we will be hosting open meetings to hear concerns and gain your input. Once we have all facts, we can answer your questions. This is a tax. It's a significant tax. And it's going to be a huge burden on the businesses in the legislature, as well as the rest of us. But the businesses are the ones that are going to carry the largest part of the burden. It is a tax that will be there in perpetuity. And eventually, the tax may not, all of our money may not return to collecting. For the first 15 to 20 years, Austin Community college will be putting money into above and beyond what we will be collecting as taxes. New facilities will be built, new courses will be offered, workforce development programs will need specific specialized training centers. Once we know what workforce programs are needed, once we know what Austin Community College's business plan looks like, once we have gained a better picture, the overall picture, we will have open meetings and we will be able to answer all of your questions. Now, I'm going to give you my cell phone number. It's 830-456-0385. My email address is LLangerhans@austin.rr.com. You can contact me by email. You can call me if you want someone to come speak to your group, or if you want to talk to somebody about a specific issue. Let me know. I can't answer a lot of the questions. I am the only person on this committee who does not have a very high level of education, and they can talk over my head real easily. But they know what they're doing. They can answer questions about our school system and how it will affect the young people there. They can answer questions about exactly how this will taxing work. And we can get to a place where we can have a good understanding of the picture. At some point, if we get to a point where we believe it is the right move to make, we will do a petition drive. That could happen perhaps this summer, if we can get all the facts together. Once the petition drive is over, then we will go to a vote.
This could never happen unless the county voted yes.
That is correct.
All right. Anything else on the questions, commissioners? Judge? Council? Anything else for us, anybody? All right. That's it. We'll take a minute break and let you go on about your day if you'd like to again.
I didn't hear any specific mention of the schedule, and I'm sure that doesn't exist at this point based on the remarks that I heard. So
he was saying that he didn't hear anything about a schedule. Okay.
So
just let me finish this question.
the petition drive has to occur first, right? Okay, and then based on the results of the petition drive, then how does that get to the point of being on the ballot at some point?
And Austin Community College works within the county to put it on the ballot.
Okay, so once the petition, let's say the petition drive is successful in terms of putting the question on the ballot. So then at that point, then Austin Community College is the entity that is going to be most active then in getting it on the ballot?
Along with people who support the proposition. They have been very good about working hand in hand with us, and they're being very considerate of our time. They're answering all of us.
Okay, so I guess the only other question that I have is when would we know the specific commitments by ACC? When I say commitments, I'm talking about things like what the tax may be, what kind of maintenance we can expect at this facility, how much money do they anticipate pumping in to Gillespie County, how much, and whatever other offerings they have as far as benefits to Gillespie County. When will we know that package?
Austin Community College is working now on a very specific business plan, which they will bring to us shortly. I can't tell you exactly how soon it will be. The city is discussing the land that we, and the higher education, Southern University Center Foundation, who owns the building and the lease on the property, is involved in land discussion. Our committee, through survey, will come up with a proposal for what we would like Austin Community College to bring to our community. That's based on the survey plus forums plus open meetings. Once all of that is in place, if that is in place by the 1st of July, we can begin a petition drive at that time, and the petitions would have to be with Austin Community College by September the 28th. Then they would vet that, and then it could be placed on the ballot for a May 2014 election. If we do not have all of this information in place by the 1st of July, and we're not comfortable, then we will postpone it. And we will keep working on it until we get it the way we think it needs to be for our community. And it may end up on a ballot in November of 2014 or on a ballot in May of 2015. But we're going to do it right.
Okay. So then when will the citizenry have the opportunity to at least at a minimum compare what the committee is interested in seeing come here versus what ACC will actually commit to do?
You will see that before the petition.
Okay. And will there be meetings to discuss all that? Okay. Thank you very much.
I'd rather that you address, she's given you her cell phone and her email. If you wouldn't mind, it makes the most of our time in a joint meeting, because this is an open meeting, but it's not a public meeting, meaning that it wasn't intended to be a meeting for discussing the topic thoroughly, because we want you to hear two things. One is that this has a timeline schedule in which the constituents have the opportunity to input in town meetings, public meetings, whatever. Secondly, it has to go to a ballot, period. It cannot happen because a few people decide so, including ACCs. You will have plenty of opportunity to hear much more about it. Now, I don't mean to shut down, just saying we've got a lot of agenda to take care of. So I didn't want to have a public forum about it. But if you have a question that is totally different from what he asked or not expanding on what he asked, I'll entertain it, and then we need to move on.
I just wanted to ask, how will all the citizenry be alerted to the signing of getting those signatures?
We have Terry Collier as part of our steering committee, and we have some other people who are very good at publicity, and they're going to make sure that there are plenty of news articles in the newspaper, as the announcements go on the radio, that there's plenty of information put out about any meetings and any forums that we hold.
So we have to have enough signatures before it can even go forward.
Correct.
How many signatures?
About 1,200.
Yeah, the final question, maybe.
And this has not been addressed. What is considered a significant tax?
Yeah.
We are looking probably at in the neighborhood of 10 to 12 cents per $100 valuation.
Wow.
All right, so now you have raw bones facts, right? All right, thank you. I'm going to reset this break for just a minute for you all to, you have your cell phone. Bless you for doing that.
And of course, just like typical Gillespie County, City of Fredericksburg meetings, it was controlled opposition, and nothing was really covered except a 10 to 12% or cent tax increase on our. Well, that's crazy. So what we'll do, we'll figure it out. Really wanted to address, since I have this woman's cell phone number, I want everybody to call her and ask her, seeing how we're part of the Alamo Area Council of Governors that covers education, and we already pay dues to this organization, why are we going to pay dues to another group that we won't see a return for 15 to 20 years? Yeah, let's, like I said, we have her email. We'll email her, give her a call. Let's see if we can get an answer to that question. We're going to go on a short closing, and I have nothing better to do today, so I'll stick around and see what else kind of garbage we cover here in the city today.